Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about being more productive and creative. Today I was going through my audiobook for one of my books, Why Every Christian Should Be a Vegan, and we're in the final stages of editing it and tweaking a few little things here and there. And I'm listening to the narrator and the great job they're doing, and I'm thinking, first, that this is a really good book. I'm really impressed with this. Even though I wrote it, it's been a long time since I've read it. And to hear your own words be narrated and the value it's going to create in helping more people is truly something that is hard to explain to others, when most people think productivity and creativity and I think going and working for someone else, a job, doing something, being productive and creative for someone else. But I want you to think about being productive and creative in your own life. Now, I don't mean a legacy such as you're trying to do something to make a name for yourself or anything like that. I just mean so that every day when you get up and you look at yourself in the mirror, you know that today you're going to do something. It could be something very small, but something toward creating more value in the world, to blessing more people, to doing more good. As the scripture talks about, to do justly, to love mercy, and to obey God, to love God, to follow Him, and to be like Him. With life, you can get kind of caught up in the repetition of day-to-day life, of doing the same thing, going to work, or even if you have a business of yourself, so many people's business is basically a job that they own. And it becomes the same thing. It's like the old saying that the self-employed person has themselves for their own worst boss. But I want you to really stop and consider that. What can you do today that it brings more productivity in your life and shows forth your creativity? This could be art, this could be poetry, this could be writing a book, this could be speaking, this could be making videos, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. But something where you're producing valuable products or goods or whatever for someone else to enjoy and to be blessed by. Because there comes real enjoyment in doing that. Most people are deadened to the call to creativity, the call to productivity in valuable ways, not just working for someone else, but actually doing something valuable with your life. And a lot of that comes from the media and social media, of course. It's all these things to keep you consuming other people's material, wrapped up in what's going on in other people's lives, in the world, in the news in general, and media and whatever, and things to deaden your senses and deaden your consciousness and lower your state of consciousness, lower your vibration, to where you don't go out and produce. You don't have value that you're adding to the world. And this is not a criticism. This is to hopefully wake you up, that you'll see and say, wait, yeah, my life is just kind of going in a standstill. It's lateral at best. I'm not improving and growing and going higher and higher. Maybe even you've fallen backwards. And not only are you not progressing forward and actually adding value, but you're doing worse. And that is what the world will teach you to do. To consume, and produce only in the sense that you're producing for someone else. Working for some company, working for somebody else. But for yourself and doing something where you're actually creating something unique from you, that's all pushed down and pushed aside. Now people will say, well, but what about, I'm just little old me, and they have this fake humility, thinking that if they denigrate themselves, that's somehow being humble. That's not what humility is about. Jesus was meek. It even says lowly in the scripture. And yet, he says, I and my Father are one. He says, you accept this testimony of two men. I am one, my Father's the other. He put himself in that valuable position, testifying the truth, and yet he was humble. So don't think that you need to denigrate yourself. Too often people are taught to not do more. You're somehow thinking more highly of yourself than you ought. When you start doing something and producing value on your own, not just in the confines of some corporation somewhere, in the system, so to speak, And so I understand you probably will not get a lot of encouragement from other people because they're not doing it. And when you do that and you produce and you're creative, well, you put a big spotlight on the fact they're not doing that. That they have just fallen in line with everyone else. They've adopted the system in place and they're doing nothing. And so that will naturally create, some people may not like that. But you're going to find a lot of people will be inspired by it. Yes, you may receive some criticism, but you'll also receive people thanking you and being blessed by the fact they see you doing more. And let's say that no one accepts what you're doing. They just want to push you back in line, doing what everyone else is doing. Who cares? Your answer is to God. And what's the worst that can happen if they don't like what you're doing? As 1 Peter 3:13 says, "And who is he that will harm you, if ye be followers of that which is good?" My friend, you don't have to worry, you don't have to fret, because other people may not accept what you're doing, accept your creativity, accept your high vibrational state. Just do it. You're answering to God, you're looking to God, you're following God. And if no one else likes it, that's all right. But I do want to encourage you that some people will like it, and it will be inspiring to some people. If you hold yourself back, you're also limiting other people who may not have the courage to take action right now, but when they see you taking action, it may be that impetus for them to actually start taking action themselves. And so you can thus bring other people to being more productive and creative and beneficial to others, and to be a greater blessing. And if everyone did that, which of course will not happen, but if everyone did, think of the place the world would be, the peace and the glory and the blessing on earth that would exist. And of course that won't happen till the reign of Jesus on earth. But you can enact some of heaven on earth today. You can do that creativity, that passion that you have for something, and bring it to the world and bless others with it. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.